because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down.
Was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Wendy Williams has been anticipating this moment for decades. Diddy, the hip-hop icon and media mogul, is now facing scrutiny for all the wrong reasons following his recent arrest. As headlines buzz with the news, many are closely watching the developments, yet one person is quietly reveling in it: Wendy. With a long and complicated history with Diddy, she is reportedly delighted to see justice finally catching up to the man she has long claimed derailed her career.
Information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week.
Last week, things took a dramatic turn with Diddy's recent arrest in the heart of Manhattan. Federal agents moved in on him, taking him into custody on a series of serious charges. This wasn't just a random encounter. It was a meticulously planned operation that followed months of speculation and investigation. Authorities had been examining Diddy for some time, compiling accusations that painted him as more than just a controversial figure. The Southern District of New York had been tight-lipped, but once the sealed indictment was revealed, it became clear that Diddy was facing significant trouble. His arrest comes on the heels of numerous allegations that have accumulated over the years. While Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has publicly defended him, labeling the arrest as unjust, it's evident that this situation is far from trivial. Agnifilo emphasized that Diddy had voluntarily moved to New York to confront the charges directly, portraying him as a man eager to clear his name in court. But let's be honest, this is Diddy we're discussing.
Here was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
His empire, which spans music, fashion, and liquor brands, is now buckling under the weight of these serious accusations. While his lawyer attempts to manage the narrative, others have a different perspective. Enter Wendy Williams. She's been watching this all unfold with what can only be described as a smirk. For those unfamiliar with her history, Wendy has every reason to feel vindicated right now. Years ago, she was among the first to raise concerns about Diddy, warning the public that something wasn't quite right with him. Instead of being recognized for her honesty, she was blackballed from the industry and forced to rebuild her career from scratch.
Before, I seen him even tell people on the phone before, like he did Wendy Williams.
The feud between Wendy and Diddy dates back decades, resembling a dramatic soap opera. It all began in the 1990s when Wendy, a rising star in radio, dared to discuss rumors surrounding Diddy. She didn't hold back, making bold claims about his personal life and behavior behind the scenes. At the time, Diddy was at the pinnacle of his career, a music mogul with a golden touch. He was not only influential but also seemingly untouchable, and he certainly didn't appreciate Wendy's commentary.
This is Wendy Williams, the hottest radio host in New York City.
In retaliation, Diddy allegedly wielded his immense power to undermine Wendy's career. According to her, this wasn't just a typical celebrity spat. She claims Diddy actively sought to get her fired from her radio position at Hot 97. Imagine being at the peak of your career with a growing profile and dedicated fan base, only to have it all taken away overnight. That's precisely what Wendy experienced. Diddy's influence was so formidable that it felt like the entire industry turned its back on her.
When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive.
Wendy has always been candid about the toll this feud took on her. It wasn't just about losing a job. She lost her entire platform. For years, she had to rebuild her career, fighting her way back to the top with her now iconic talk show. Even as she became one of the most recognizable faces on daytime television, she never forgot how Diddy tried to erase her. She warned people back then that Diddy wasn't the golden boy everyone believed him to be, but few wanted to listen. At that time, Diddy had the Midas touch, and no one wanted to risk falling out of his favor.
It's worse, hip hop wearing skirts or hip hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, and denial of something that.
Wendy wasn't just sitting on the sidelines throwing shade. She had real stories and encounters that made her wary of Diddy. She spoke about how he used his power to intimidate and silence anyone who dared to cross him. In one particularly chilling incident, she recounted how Diddy allegedly threatened her with violent, life-threatening statements. These weren't just empty words. Wendy believed he had the influence to follow through on his threats, which only strengthened her resolve to keep her distance while continuing to call him out. For years, Diddy brushed off the rumors and accusations, his larger-than-life persona shielding him from any fallout. After all, he was one of the most influential figures in hip-hop, producing hits and launching countless careers. But Wendy saw through the facade.
A few times I thought I was going to pass out because it was hot on that staircase. You know what I'm saying? And when they closed the doors, I knew someone was going down.
Wendy continued to warn people, dropping hints here and there on her show, subtly reminding her audience that Diddy wasn't as squeaky clean as he wanted the world to believe. Each time she mentioned him, the tension in her voice was palpable. A bitterness from someone who had been wronged, but was patiently waiting for her moment of vindication. Now that moment has finally arrived, with Diddy behind bars facing serious charges that could lead to years, if not decades, in prison. Wendy's quiet gloating has sparked conversations of its own. While she hasn't released a lengthy statement, sources close to her indicate that she feels pleased and even finds some irony in the situation. After all, Diddy once had the power to ruin her career, but now he's the one at the mercy of a system much larger than his celebrity.
If they don't do a boxing one outside and get these kids off the door, somebody gonna tonight. He said, Gene, don't worry about that.
The irony isn't lost on Wendy, nor on her fans. Many have taken to social media to express their support, highlighting how she warned the world about Diddy long before these accusations surfaced. It's a classic case of I told you so, but here, the stakes are much higher than just a celebrity feud. Wendy's words from decades ago now resonate with the weight of truth as Diddy's carefully constructed empire begins to crumble around him.
Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wendy's journey is a testament to resilience. Despite all Diddy did to try and silence her, she emerged stronger and more determined, with a platform even bigger than the one she lost. She embodies the idea that you can't keep a good woman down, no matter how powerful your enemies may be. While Wendy has faced her own share of controversies and struggles, particularly in recent years, there's no denying that she's having the last laugh when it comes to Diddy. As news of his arrest continues to dominate the headlines, people are revisiting Wendy's past comments about him with newfound perspective. What once seemed like mere gossip now looks more like prophecy.
Secret lawsuit going on in New York City as it relates to Diddy.
Wendy wasn't just tossing around baseless rumors. She was pulling back the curtain on a side of Diddy that the public wasn't ready to confront. Now that the truth is finally emerging, her warnings seem more relevant than ever. While Wendy may not have single-handedly brought Diddy down, she certainly helped plant the seeds of doubt. Her willingness to speak out, even at great personal cost, serves as a reminder that sometimes the truth takes time to surface. But when it does, it hits hard.
All allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
Speaking of hitting hard, Diddy's fall from grace isn't just a personal victory for Wendy. It marks a significant moment in the realm of celebrity scandals. People are beginning to question the extent of power figures like Diddy have wielded behind the scenes, and what other secrets might still be lurking in the shadows. For Wendy, this is a bittersweet moment of validation, while for Diddy, it marks the start of what could be a long and painful journey through the legal system.
Diddy has been under criminal investigation for months by federal prosecutors here in New York, and if there are criminal charges, many of them may look a lot like what some of these individuals have been describing.
With Diddy now facing the full force of the law, the spotlight is on him like never before. One thing's for sure, Wendy Williams will be watching closely, a knowing smile on her face. Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse for Diddy, a new wave of allegations hit him like a ton of bricks. The charges revealed in the unsealed indictment have sent shockwaves not only through the music industry, but the entire entertainment world. As the courtroom drama unfolds, more individuals are coming forward, joining the growing chorus of accusations against him.
Well, one of the things that's going to happen, and I do believe that there has been a grand jury investigation that has been employed in this case. I think there may be a federal investigation going on, and there may be a stateside one, but I'm not totally sure. But one of the things that the prosecution in any case is going to try to do is show that there is a pattern of behavior here.
So, what exactly is Diddy facing now? The situation isn't pretty. The latest accusations range from severe misconduct to physical harm, with claims emerging from individuals who say they've been wronged by him over the years. To highlight the gravity of this situation, many of these allegations suggest a troubling pattern of behavior that portrays Diddy as someone who has managed to evade consequences for far too long. With federal authorities now involved, it's clear that this is a moment of reckoning for him.